So now we are going to learn how to define the conceptual solution. So we have some ideas here, and I have decided to go ahead with this idea, deploying a robot, okay, to do the segregation at source so that the waste doesn't degrade and it doesn't cause smell. So I'm going to define this as a solution. Next thing is I press this button, define a solution in detail. So what are the things that you need to define here? Enter your solution name, what the solution should do, what the solution should never do, what are the key features, and how are the implementation steps. So all of these functions I'll fill in detail, and then I'll click this save solution button. Once I click this save solution button, I need to wait for some time because it creates a solution which can help us build it through AI. So AI takes a little bit of time to actually generate that solution from the prompt given. So that's why we need to wait, and we'll see how it works. So I'll just fill in these details and come back. So I have filled in all the details here. So I've written waste segregation mechanism, autonomous, right? Uh, a robot. What should the solution do? A robot which helps me segregate 600 of kg of waste in a day into part dry and wet waste. Use any technology you deem fit for this. The waste will be kept at a certain place and it should keep on segregating it throughout the day. 600 kgs in a day is 25 kgs per hour. So I have written the constraints and the key features that the robot is supposed to have, and what exactly is the function that the robot should do. What solution should never do? It should not do segregation in each household. It should only segregate the common connection point. It should not do electronic and other kind of waste segregation, only dry and waste, right? Key features are sorting mechanism and waste identification, whether it is dry or wet, and then it sorts it. What is the format of it? Is actuators. So sorting mechanism is actuators, and it should be autonomous. No human intervention should be there. The second feature is waste identification, which can be done with sensors and camera, and that also should be autonomous. Now, how do we want to approach this solution? We want to approach this using first, the robot should identify what is dry and what is waste. Then it should segregate it, and third step is it should load dry on one truck and wet on one truck. Okay, so this is how we have defined the solution in minute detail. What it should do, what it should not do, what features should it have, and what are the implementation steps. So now I'm going to click this button, save solution. Okay, so now I have clicked this button. There is no feedback on the screen, and you will feel that nothing is happening at all. But that is not true. In the background, the software is working, and once it reads your prompt and thinks on it and creates a outcome, it will take you to this screen. Okay, and this screen will show you the details of what technology specifications that you should be using for the solution, how you should approach the solution, what components do you need, and what will be the budget of it. So let's go through it one by one. First thing will be tech components needed. Sorting mechanism, actuators or motors, conveyor belt, you will need a conveyor belt, transport waste along with the sorting first, pneumatic or mechanical arms to push or kick waste items into correct bins based on sensor input, and stepper motors for precise movement and solutioning. Okay, sorting arms. Waste identification, sensors or camera, RGB cameras for capturing image of waste items, depth cameras to estimate the size and shape of the waste items, moisture sensors to detect wet and moisture based content, load cells to measure the weight of segregated waste and monitoring purposes, processing unit, single board computer, so it is telling you what microcontroller to use to run the waste identification and sorting algorithm, microcontroller to control actuators and sensors, power supply, what kind of power supply do we need, what kind of containers do we need. All the components that we need for our solution are written here. Okay, Then detailed, next part of the solution will be detailed implementation steps. Capture images of waste items on the conveyor belt using the camera. So there will be a conveyor belt and it wants us to place a camera there. Process images to detect using machine learning. If classification is uncertain, use moisture sensor. Segregation of waste. So first three steps are about identification. Fourth step is about segregation. Actuator arm pusher to move the waste into the correct bin. Ensure the actuator and reset. Now the last two steps are loading it on the truck, manual or automatic. The bins are designated to be easily moved truck. Now, what do we need to learn to be able to do this robot? So we need to learn computer vision, learn image processing and classification techniques, right? Machine learning, understanding how to train and deploy models of waste classification, right? Robotics, learn to control actuators with sensors and microcontroller. Embedded systems, gain skills in programming microcontrollers, single board computers, Raspberry Pi. And mechanical design, understand the basics of conveyor systems and actuators mechanism. Now it gives you exactly what components to buy and hardware costs. Then it tells you what kind of softwares you need to use. Open source, custom model training, cloud credits 100 to IoT platform $100 a month. Total software cost 100 to 400 first year. Right? Component replacement cost, total maintenance cost. So total cost of the whole solution will be in the range of $3,000 to $7,000, which is 3 to 4 lakhs. Right? So this is how it gives us the solution. Now what we need to do next is there are a lot of cues in this, like learn robotics, right? We need to identify these things and look for good courses which will help us identify good courses which can help us build it, right? How to deploy machine learning models, right? So all of these things, the cues that we got from there, the steps that it told us to do, we need to put this on Google and check how to do it. And even the components, you can just give this list to Google and it will tell us how to get these components as well. So basically what this does is it gives us the technological direction in which we should start working on if we want to build this solution. And then we have to do successive research in terms of building the solution on our own. So this is it for conceptual solution, and then there will be another video about prototyping, how to move forward with the information that we have got. Now once we have created this solution, we can go back to problem statement, and in the problem statement itself, now you'll be able to see the solution also.